Hey, 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 girls! It's Leon Space. Wakey, wakey.
Hey girl.
How are you, bro?
Oh man. So good. Thanks for changing the time, mate. I was at work just now and then one of my colleagues was still there and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna stay to the end." I was like, "Well, do
Nice.
you want to just close the building for me?" He was like, "Yeah, all right." I was like, "Great, okay, bye."
Nice.
So
Yeah,
thanks for
no,
holding out, man.
no problem. I just struggled to change the hour of the space. It was rugging every time, so I hope it will not rug tonight.
Ah,
We'll see. We'll see, girl.
let's see if Marie Rose is with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
No,
Dubby. How you
a
doing,
lot,
brother?
a lot to discuss tonight.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a juicy week.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably I don't know, the week with the biggest FUD and talks and this kind of stuff since I am in SPX probably. Never seen this before.
Yeah, 100% for me too. I mean, yeah, I've never witnessed anything like it. I mean, I think it's incredible and but new territory for me to be sure.
Yeah,
So I
same.
think pretty. I'm just going to post this in um,
Same.
some groups just to see who's available.
Same. Link. Maybe I will post it on Telegram just to see if we have people.
There's so many groups now I've got in DMs. I can't even work out which one it is. Oh, here we go. Cool,
If you want.
cool. Dill, Kaneko, Dubbing. Hey guys, Blaze.
Okay, it's
Hey
true.
everyone.
Yeah, if you want to talk, guys, you can come in if you want. We'll have some great topics to discuss today.
Yeah, I, I, I mean, we always invite people to come up literally any time, but I do have a feeling people want to share their thoughts. It's such a bustling time. I think what a gift of a moment this is that we've broached in our collective growth.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be, as they call, a banger.
Yeah.
How you been,
Sound.
Mike? Sorry, mate. Go on.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, just how are you, man? Let's
Good.
give us the refresh
Good.
screen refresh on Mike.
Oh yeah. Everything good. I'm working on a new music album that I will release later on. So I used to make some video editing for the video clip and yes, I'm mixing for the sound. So yeah, cool. Everything cool and you, bro.
That's great, man. Your artistic side is getting loose.
Oh, autistic?
It's too late. That's already loose. That ran away a long time ago.
Yeah. And you only working these days, or I've seen you
Yeah,
make a meetup soon.
yeah. We did a meetup on last week Thursday. There were six of us, and we were dubbing. We were at the same place as last time, mate. It was in Central, at Ruben's place, and it's a really nice little setup. And yes, we just played poker, and I forgot how good poker is. Um, but it's really nice, and it was great because we were all of the same mindset. We wanted it to be competitive, and
Yes.
Chris was really pretty good, and Ruben was all right, but the rest of us were just learning on the way there, like reading the rules, and we didn't really want to play for SPX because it's just too valuable. So we played for like a fraction of SPX, which was nice because it still felt like, oh, it's so exciting. We're gonna, and so it was really nice, man. It was just good vibes. It was just good
Yeah, cool.
to hang
But
out with each other.
stop gambling and believe in something.
Chris even said that at the beginning. He was like, "Wait, is this allowed?" And I said, Christian, we play for an amount that it doesn't mean the world to us, but it's like let's play for a teeny tiny coin because that excites me. And we were like, yeah, 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 yeah.
It's like saying we just look at a quarter of a chart, but not all the charts.
Oh, all right, Mike, you got me. I felt impure. I felt
Sounds
impure.
like a good time. Seems cool. With all the Aeon.
Yeah, it was good, and we're going to be doing a weekly. As long as I can make it, I should be able to commit to most Saturdays a weekly meetup, which I've tried before, and I've just not stayed the course. But I think, yeah, every Saturday in East London, going to do a meetup. So if anyone ever finds themselves in town dubbing, if you come back to visit ever, yeah, we're going to do a weekly thing. So hopefully build an IRL community, over the months and years, and see what shenanigans we can get up to. So yeah,
Nice. Very cool.
yeah, it's been going down, man.
Yeah. You have some, yeah, there is some English Aeon. You have a good community in England, I guess.
Is what, sorry?
You have a good community of Aeon in England. You have some people there, no?
Yeah, it's a decent amount of us. It's a decent amount of us. Probably, max IRL that we've met, about 12 of us.
Okay.
And it's good because slowly we're able to bring in just, if anyone brings their mate or something and their mate wants to stay, that's it. That's an easy win. So it's just things like that, just trying to.
It's probably the second biggest meetup after Miami. 12 Aeon.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, but that's. I mean, until we do Amsterdam, right? That's pretty.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much the mother lode with Miami.
Oh yeah, we'll be. I guess we'll be a lot in Amsterdam. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah, and I think we're probably not even all fully aware of how big an impact those big meetups have, and just how important they are. I mean, we know they're important, but I just think there's so much. I think that when we look back over time, we'll think even more fondly of them than we do already. I think they're just so unique. Well, they're not unique, are they? Other communities do them, but I don't think in the way that we're planning to grow them. So
Yeah, I don't see too much communities doing this. In fact, I've seen like regular tech coin doing this, but for more technical meetups sometimes, or presenting new technology they're incorporating in their coin. But yeah, from communities, it's not so common, I guess. Or maybe I just didn't check, but something came to me. So
I don't know. I don't really. It's. I'm always mindful of saying no one else ever does this because, when we're just in our echo chamber, it's like no one's ever done this before. And I don't know if they've done it.
say
I
it.
think, but I think there's a good chance that we're probably doing some things that are pretty unique.
Yeah, we have some good people working on it. We have Sam making a documentary. We have T-Dog, which is here. If you want to talk, bro, you can join. Ideas are dubbing, Trade Fly Nightmare, everyone. If you want to come and just chill and talk, you're welcome. And yeah, we have some good people working on it. A little team of like five, 6 people motivated. So it's very cool.
Yeah, it's sensational.
Yeah. And you don't come to France, I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You put me on the spot when you say it like that. Yeah, it's just finances, man. I would love to, but I really want to make sure that I can make Amsterdam, and I think that's where I have to. Yeah, I just have to. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I just want to be able to make sure.
I'm joking. Don't worry.
You demon. Holy crap. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to give a shout out to Babin this week for starting that massive dating profile trend that was absolutely sick. Yeti.u. I just thought that was so good, and it just took off like wildfire. So even though I can see Bavin's not in here at the moment, I just wanted to put my voice to some love for him because I thought that was such a cool idea, and it did remind me of a dating profile.
What he did? I didn't see.
So you know, Bavin, he put the first, "Hi, my name's Bavin, and I'm a blah blah blah, and I'm in the UK, and these are my likes, my dislikes."
Presentation stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and then he did a picture of himself. But I just thought it was so sweet. I just thought that was such a,
Oh yeah.
you know, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then it just took off.
That's cool. Cool girl.
Hey girl, yeah, it's cool, girl.
That's very cool. Yeah, today I was like full interested in this Epstein stuff, and wow, I was like searching in some files and some information and stuff. And it's fucking crazy.
What is it?
Yeah, that's like
No, what is it?
it's like a vast. I don't have all the explanation of this, but like it's very, I don't know, it's very evil. What's happening there? Very evilish. It's crazy. And yeah, SP500 hater post a message I loved, like, and I think it's probably real. Like in the Epstein file, you have a conversation with a promotion of the sister of, like a sister of someone who will become chief economist at Standard and Poor's rating services. So it's kind of related to our mission. These are the same people we are fighting.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. There's just more corruption, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, there is way more than corruption there, but yeah, corruption is part of the stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy, really crazy.
SPX6900 fixes this.
Yeah, exactly.
Warnings, there may be triggers in this spaces.
Exactly. That's a good. I will make a picture with this. That's good.
I guess I just kind of wanted to preface this spaces a bit by just keep inviting people to jump up if you wanna jump in. I know you've got quite a lot of topics to go through, but
I randomly invite people. If you're the chosen one, just join.
You are the chosen one. And yeah, so basically, I know there's been quite a lot of discourse throughout the community, and it's pretty deep because I thought at the beginning of the week, the thread that I noticed, and people can add any extra they want, but the threads that I noticed, I was made aware of. I think Unk had a bit of a moment about a Murad post, and then that was kind of aimed at Blue Pontalk, and Blue had made a critique of Murad's post, and that came at the same time as hype with the cause, and then that kind of went to its own critique, and then there was all this kind of dialogue, and I almost feel like they're all kind of the same thing, and they all kind of expanded, and there were so many kind of opinions and back and forths, and
yeah,
and so we can basically jump in at any bit because it's all juicy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's just been a sick week for growth. So
Oh yeah. A lot of discussions, crazy.
yeah.
And a lot of divergent opinions, which is good.
Yeah, it was.
Hi, dubbing and very hoodish. How are you guys?
Hey girls.
Hey guys.
Yo, what's
Hey
up?
girls.
Hey girls.
Please, Abby. Do we sound like guys?
Sorry.
That's okay, girl.
Yeah, a week full of talks. A week full of attacks too. We've been attacked a lot by other communities, and
Yeah.
aiming for the success. That's okay.
Maybe that's a good one to start with. I mean, how the the Blue Tangent.
Yeah.
And that was quite an interesting one, I thought, because that falls into the same realm of openly criticizing. And Blue had a bit of a back and forth with Unk, which seemed quite ugly. I never saw Unk's video, I just saw a mashup of it. But I think that there was a very myopic view of what the cognosphere is coming from another community, and it was based on, you know, maybe one eon's reaction, which isn't representative of all of us. So it was kind of a shame to take that hit, even though we respond with kindness. But that was a bit of a shock. I remember thinking, like, whoa, this is wild that we're taking this heat. I know we're going to take heat, but didn't expect it from that angle. And
Yeah.
and I think Blue put out some pretty interesting points that I'd love to chew on in this spaces. His last video, I wasn't one of those. I couldn't agree with that, and I thought it was a bit unfair. But I think his critique of Murad's content is one that's worth going into a bit. He described. In fact, I'd actually messaged him afterwards and asked him just to expand a bit because I didn't understand. He said something. I've written it down. He said that he rejects the entire narrative that SPX6900 is a coin for incels and losers. I reject that anyone is entitled to any of what Murad is saying. I reject the idea that men should be mad at all. Sorry, should be mad at all the women they didn't get.
Yeah.
I reject the idea of trying to tokenize sexual frustration. If holding SPX becomes synonymous with being a loser, it would be radioactive and no one wants to touch it. But perhaps most importantly, I reject the idea that we can just say SPX solution for any and every problem without explaining how, because this means owning SPX 6900 solves nothing and selling SPX 6900 solves everything. And if that is the case, then we're just a large pump and dump.
That's yeah. I don't know. It's crazy bad face for me. That's crazy to understand what Murad say in that way. It's crazy for me. Like basically for me, Murad is saying this is where the society is going, not like you're a loser, you like this, you like that. Because I don't know. It's how can you understand it like this? I don't know. Maybe there's other people who understood like Blue, because I don't understand it that way. Hey Ren, how are you?
Hey man, yeah, good, doing good, thanks.
Hey girl.
Hey girl.
Hey girl.
Hey, girl.
What were your thoughts, Ren? What was your take on that? Did you catch that bit in the
Yeah,
week?
sorry, wait a minute, let me mute something. Sorry, yeah, so Blue calling SPX an incel coin, or doesn't want it to be related to incel stuff and blah blah blah. It's that wasn't the tweet that Murad said. He's like, what did he say? It's like, think of the family you didn't have, think of the children you didn't raise, or whatever. It's there's nothing to do with being an incel. It's just not being able to afford it, and you know, let's be real, it's not easy to meet somebody in this day and age. I mean, people are fucked up. People aren't interacting in real life. They're not forming bonds. So yeah, that's all he was saying. It's, I don't agree with that Blues version of it. I also don't like him. I think he's a snake.
Yo,
Hoodie.
can I chime in here?
Cool, of course you can, brother. Get on in, mate.
So I agree with Mike and I agree with Ren. I think like what Murad was explaining, at least to me, like what I think anyway. I think Murad was just explaining side effects of society.
Yeah.
And what controls society right now? Well, it is wealth, and you know the 500. They are a bunch of evil companies at times. So you know they're extracting, and then the side effect of society is godlessness, and it is like loneliness and despair. And so, you know, with that, I think it was a great actual piece by Murad. I thought it was really good. And I think he was acting bad faith, to be honest, because, yeah, he started, you know, ripping people in videos as well. And I know Unk did as well. But as soon as you start resulting to like personal insults, you lose all credibility, in my opinion. I responded to Blue with a comment. I was super class, polite, and yet to get a response. So, yeah, they don't want to engage when you're polite. They only want to engage with negativity, and there's a lesson in that.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Hey.
Although I was a cunt to him, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
He came out with the big guns.
Yeah. Well, he didn't respond though, so yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw your comment.
I don't want to be complotist or something like that, but it kind of seems to provoke a problem just to invite Murad on his show. No, I'm joking. But yeah,
You're a shitstorm, Mike.
no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Dubbing, you wise Aeon, what's your thoughts on all of this if you follow all the stuff?
Well, I hope you guys can hear me because my
Yeah.
connection might be a bit crap. But yeah, I mean, all I would say, and if you can dig them up, I would go and watch Blue's first videos when he was pretty much trolling Murad for his attention and what he said back then. And actually, even by his own admission and his own videos, he has come full circle. And now all of the criticisms that he made of SPX back then are the same ones that he's parroting out now. And I just feel like he never really got SPX in the way that I think a typical Aeon did. But he also saw something that he wanted to. I'll be less harsh than farmers. But he saw something in the way our community organized itself and wanted that to rub off onto the community that he really believes in. And now I kind of find some of his comments and in his videos very disingenuous. Like, I don't know whether you saw the video that I saw, but talking about how other Aeons have been in his DMs telling him, and he's speaking out, saying things that, that other people are afraid to say. And like, as soon as somebody says things like that, then that's their credibility completely gone with me. So I don't know, like I just think it's probably a case of mute and move on to some degree. I think he raises some valid points, but there's always like I feel like he's speaking from two sides of his mouth, that it isn't actually where he's offering constructive criticism for the good of our community. He's got a slightly ulterior motive to maybe prove why his meme coin is a little bit more pure in some ways or better, or he's definitely got an ego. I can remember when I was I quite attacked him in his comments when he was first trying to get Murad's attention. And I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt when he kind of, Murad and him had some exchanges and they did the pods together. But now I've come back to my original impression of him, to be honest. So I don't know. I think some of it is a little bit, we shouldn't get dragged into it. And I also, what one of you guys just said, he judged an entire community based on the actions of one. And has he actually been paying attention to our community over the last like 12 months and seen all the amazing people, the contributions, whether it's the art, whether it's the deep thinking, and everything, and then you're just going to like suddenly like, oh well, Aeons have lost their way, SPX has like got an identity crisis all within the space of a few posts, and somebody that maybe should have known better not to engage with him in the way that he has. I think that's also says something. So yeah, that's my two SPX for now. I don't want to get to like I say, I think we just have to be more adult and mute and move on, and not I don't want to get into sort of like some kind of flame war with him either. It's just not worth it. I think more generally, like what you guys were saying at the top, is I've really loved the quality of conversations that have been happening all around the cognosphere in the last few days. So, and I've also engaged in some of these long conversations, and it's just kind of showed me that the depth and breadth that we have in the community and all the thoughtful people and the people that care about SPX. So I think that's all good stuff in the end, and that's where we need to keep our focus.
Completely agree.
Oh yeah, 100% aligned.
100%, bro.
Who's that just came up? So, yeah, dubbing. I think the point of it seems like such a, sometimes it comes across as a passive thing, but I think it's one of the most active things of muting people and moving on. I think you highlight that point really well, man. I think the power of it is so impactful, and it's actually the higher ground often, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was one part that did stand out for me that I was mulling over a bit was the tokenizing of sexual frustration, and I did think there was actually something interesting in that, because it has been called a vehicle of a container of discontent and other things like that, and the only thing I've been pondering lately is how that conclusion was arrived at. I agree completely with all the things you were saying there, darling, and before as well, you guys, in a soft way. But that idea of tokenizing sexual frustration, I do think that we are all the things that we manifest, all the things that we verbally and that we create, and we're a vehicle of hope and a vehicle of all these different things. But it made me question my words around some of the language that we use. I know that Chiron has been big around language a lot and the subtleties of it, and I do think there's maybe some validity in that. It could be perceived as a vehicle of frustration or sexual frustration amongst all the other wonderful things. And it did make me consider, for example, I use the word protest and rebellion a lot. And it made me think, is that, how do I put it? Is that a regulated language to use? As in, we've all come from a 500 system, and it might seem like really.
Oh, you rugged. Oh,
Have a rugged.
yeah, you're here.
Oh.
What you said 5 seconds ago, sorry.
I was just saying, is any of the language that we're using potentially undermining the mission, and is it fully a new paradigm? Not that it needs to be fully a new paradigm, but is there what are the power of our words, and is there any validity to it being a sort of what it says, like tokenized sexual frustration? Because I can see that angle amongst all the other wonderful angles, but I can also see how it could be perceived that way. And I've been personally considering changing the word protest when I say it, and rebellion and uprising, because I wonder if those words will take us to the new, I don't know if we're going to call it utopia, but that feels like a pretty pure word to use. And
the next level.
Yeah. Was that you, Dale? Jump on in, mate.
That was me, man. What's going on, guys?
Hey,
Hey,
man.
Maddie, how are you?
Chime in real quick, say what's up before I dip. I don't really have much to say, but just to kind of add to what you're saying, Steph, on the last thing. Those terms have never really come to my mind once. Like sexual frustration, inceldom, incelery, that has never really come to my mind one bit when I'm engaging with this community. I don't know what words kind of bring that into people's heads, but yeah, even like the rules, everything, the rules for no chart posting, no lewd. I've never seen anything like just nasty or like people frustrated in that sense. It's just been a bunch of great people who want a great future. That's the only vibes I get from this place. It's a pure community where people want good things, and it's outgoing people, not like a bunch of weirdos. So I don't know where this idea may be getting at to some people. I just wanted to chime in with that and say what's up to you guys before I dip. Peace and love, guys. Hope everything is good for you guys too Monday.
Love you, girl.
Thank you, Maddie.
Yeah.
I got to SPX. It's also, you guys have to keep in mind there's been a handful of years of memetics that have gone into kind of the life of SPX, and a couple years ago that was a meme that was perpetuated of the incel and also the pedo type shit, and that was based on like the 23-inch waist. I mean, there's a whole bunch of lore behind it, of just that led people to try to talk shit and instigate issues. So, it's based upon like back in the day, we had this thing of the Trinity with like Mog and Bitcoin, Ticker Bitcoin, and SPX, and we were the divine femininity. We had the 23-inch waist. We had real girls that were a part of this that people, interact with on a regular basis. We had aeons that were girls. So, a lot of people try to flip that against us and push, like the narrative to, PvP type shit. You know what I mean? Of like, you guys are all incels. You guys just act like girls. It's been a meme for a long time that like all aeons are women and that, we're just role playing. That's why you see, people from way back when talking about like, I hate how everyone's doxing because now I know that they're not girls. So like, there's just so many like years of memetics that people, uh, things come in ebbs and flows. And it's kind of fascinating because you can tell where they're getting fed information. It's like people are using memetics from like 2 years ago, but like you weren't around during that time. So where did you get that memetic ideas from? And so, there's narratives that get pushed, especially in market conditions that are, obviously what's going on right now. Let's not talk about SPX chart, but just the market in general. And what people know is that during times like these, most people capitulate. Okay. So whatever they have, they get rid of it. And the moment that things start looking good, they re-put their money back in. Okay. And so when you attack someone during capitulation and you get them to capitulate fully, then they're looking at, where do I put this money in? Where do I put this money in? I'm not going to put it into SPX because all this drama, all these narratives, everyone's against us. They're using half truths and half false, but it's like, we seem so disorganized. We're having all these issues. And then they look at the people that are instigating the issues. And then they're like, well, these guys know what they're talking about. These people seem to have a foundation under their feet. They're also a smaller market cap. There's a lot more gain to be made because I lost so much. So, it's like you have to make up for it. So then they start pitching into those other coins. Like this style of PvP is like it just happens, And so, I tend to not look at what's specifically being said. It's when is it being said? If it's being said during capitulating moments, just write it off. Those are almost always instigated. And it's always, like, I don't want to get into conspiracy type stuff. I'm not going to point any individual fingers towards a community or towards people. But I assure you, in the history of SPX, this is a regular thing. And that might be when we're capitulating. That might mean when, we're really bullish and things are moving in a way that they want to, slow down so people spread their funds to other projects. Um, and the reason why, and I'm going on a monologue, I apologize, but the reason why it's so advantageous to specifically target SPX is because we don't fight back. And it's we disengage, we don't interact. And so it seems like they're always winning. And a lot of the people that are in SPX, they're not the type of people that use memetics to like attack people. They're not the type of person to, make memes, making fun of people. Whereas a lot of these other communities are, they know how to break you down online. And it's just been something historically that Aeons don't partake in. And so we're not really good at it. And so in times of huge fear, you see Aeons getting whomped all over the place. And all these guys that have been doing PvP for the last 3 years, like winning arguments and just making fun of people, coming in droves and raiding stuff. And you think that you're losing, but you're not. And that's why like people always say, the OGs or whatever you want to call them, just don't engage. If it's especially if you can tell it's a capitulation moment. It's like, there might be some truths, there might be some things that are obviously wrong, but with like trying to convince someone of something, you use half truths. And it's like, well, if you can believe me on that, then you can also believe me on, this ludicrous statement that I'm making as well. So that's my 2 cents.
Really well said. Just want to jump in here for a second, guys.
Hey, girl, Jordan.
Yo. That's one of the things that attracted me to SPX6900 is how much the people in it are like positive and they're optimistic and they don't put others down. And that sort of behavior is very, very attractive to me because I'm a perma bull, perma optimist. And I think that's one of our special abilities.
Yeah, it's nice, Jordan. Thanks for coming on, man. It's good to hear your voice, mate. Do check in later as well. I want to hear how you and Hoodish are going with the show, by the way.
Yeah, sure, man. That's awesome. I saw you guys on. I jumped on. It's 9 a.m. here in Australia. So
Down under Eon, don't mess around.
That's cool.
Seb, can I come back to your point about language and terminology? 'Cause I
Please,
wanted to make
yeah.
a
That's
comment on that.
that's the bit that.
Well, I like to um to not want to wade into the whole sort of spiritual debate with SPX that's going on at the moment. But I was just saying, like, the universe doesn't tend to speak in negatives, or that's one of my sort of like spiritual truths. So you can't be anti-war, you can't be anti this, that, the other. You'll just get more of it. So I do think it is important when we use language that we're having the place where we want to get to in mind as much as like what we're against. Basically, we've got to say what we're for. And it is actually something that I think in time as the movement grows, and I actually talked to Country Bitcoin, someone for a chat when I was back on his pod. I said at some point we will have to think about like what are we actually, if we manage to control a lot of resources and capital together as this community, what are we going to do with it? How are we going to put it to some good use? Like what alternative systems are we going to build? And I can already see seeds of that in the community, this kind of digital network state. But I do think it's really important that we, like, you know, all protests and revolutions normally end up being pretty messy if they haven't really got a clear idea of like where it is that they want to go. So I agree, and I think if you do see language where we're using that is kind of attracting maybe a negative like energy, I think it's important to self-correct that over the time. I still don't know how we get to the being an incel coin, because I've just never seen that at all. I think people have conflated things that Murad and others have said about what are the problems out there in the world right now and associated it directly with the coin. And that isn't actually the case. But still, I think it is an important point that you make there, Seb.
Yeah, it's exactly that bit you said there, Dubbing. It's only for the positive, and that language. I was just considerate of Blue. You know, he's a lawyer, and as I understand lawyers and of that world, they are hyper focused on words and what that can lead to, what the outcome of that can be. And I just think exactly as you're saying, the Dubbing, that at some point there will have to be a revision, and I'm already revising. I think that if I'm using hyperbolic words, I'm on a bridge, oftentimes shouting. I'm not shouting at people. The megaphone does that, but I'm
you're
using.
mad, Seth. You're mad to be on a bridge shouting like that. You're crazy, man. I love it.
Thanks, thanks, Jordan. But you understand, like it's an iteration. I don't know if it's, you know, is that the message, and is that the medium that I want to put it through? And I'm saying words like uprising, and if I think about Murad's delivery on those things, definitely I think Blue is off the mark on a lot of things. And that, you know, at one point even he said something about, it seemed like he was blaming women rather than, and I was like, no, Murad is pointing to that, you know, family formation and things like that isn't being generated. But I think that through Murad particularly, his philosophy is he does prioritize family creation. That's something that he's openly said, and I think I respect that as his philosophy. As we all have our own philosophies, and obviously that gets swept around the entire cognitive because he's so influential, and so he gets highlighted oftentimes as all of us, which isn't true. And I think he's really entitled to that opinion and to voice those. And at the same time, I can see how him saying all these things we don't have can you know, be hyperbolic. Can it? Not hyperbolic, that's the wrong word. I've been hyperbolic, but I think that his philosophy could be seen as the negative rather than the positive. As you're saying, the Dublin, what are we moving towards? What is it that we want? And what is it? I almost feel like we don't, I think when we say SPX6900 fixes this, that's the great feminine happening, and that we don't necessarily need to know right now. So that's another critique I have of Blue's post. But I think that things are inevitably manifesting, and we don't always know how they're coming into existence. But for myself, I'm really just looking at the words that I'm using and thinking, what am I offering and moving into? What is an uprising just more of the same drama that I've come from? And am I, utopia and pure are pretty far out there words, but they're probably a lot closer to what we actually want. And the rebellion is actually fraught with a lot of war. And even as I say that, I feel a bit of an attachment to it. And I know Slow, I can see it here, because we love Star Wars and we just talk about the rebellion. But that's 3 movies of war. And I'm saying to myself, man, is that what I'm really here for? Am I here to go to war for the rest of my life, to persist forever? Or but that's my personal language, guys. I don't see everybody saying protest and stuff.
We step into the golden age. We step into the new Earth energy, whatever you want to call it. The I don't know, more evolved beings that no longer agree with war.
Yeah, it's more a counterculture, peaceful counterculture movement. And you can, yeah, there is more positive words. I agree with this. I wanted a bit to talk about Ankh too, because it provoked something for me I didn't expect. It was like auto-censoring something I did, because Ankh posted a video visibly drunk. I will say the word, and it started the drama with Blue and all Apu guys and everything. And I love Ankh. He's a very good guy. I would never deny his belief because he's a big believer in SPX. But I think it's not good to do this kind of video, to get drunk and say stuff on camera. I think it provoked something for me that the next day of this drama, I made a little video of me saying like word in French and a joke. But as I was mixing my album all night long, I didn't sleep. I was like, not in good. My face was not so good as usual, and someone give me a comment that I seem drunk and it make me crazy. I removed the video because of the drama. So yeah, you are free to do whatever you want. Just sometimes, just be careful to how it can be perceived. But you're free to do whatever you want. I don't know what you think about this, but I'm thinking a little bit of this.
No, I completely agree. I know I didn't respond aeonically, but I haven't liked him for a while, Blue. He is a snake. He's two-faced, and I don't even like interact with the things that he says because I just don't trust him as a person, basically.
Okay.
He might be a mute and move on type person.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, another thing too, I'm not going to point fingers at any specific community, but a classic PvP tactic is that you don't necessarily instigate, but you try to rub people the wrong way. And you can obviously, look at certain people and tell kind of what their vulnerabilities are. And then the moment that you kind of get them to crash out, you instigate a massive crash out. And then you take as many screenshots, you make as much content about it possible so that it starts reflecting the community. So that's inevitably going to happen. Like it's just a part of PvP. But you have to understand that there's some communities that like this is like their bread and butter. They're really fucking good at it. And there's guys that instigate these things because that's kind of what their passion is. And you just have to be aware that that type of stuff exists. So, obviously, like you said, Mike, it's, some people, you gotta watch your P's and Q's. Ideally, if you have the girl on, if you're a representative to a degree of like, Aeons or SPX, it's like you should mind your P's and Q's, but people can do whatever they want. But just know that people are going to use that stuff against you, and it'll make things look problemsome. But in reality, it's no big deal. None of these things are, in my opinion, a big deal whatsoever. And if anything, it's a beautiful thing. It's like, look how many people are on spaces today comparatively to the market condition, right? And I'm not talking about charts and shit, but just market condition, right? And like, look how many people are having debates and being passionate about SPX comparatively to the rest of the fucking market. You know, people are touching grass and like as far away from their phones and their computers. Comparatively, we're all talking about how to improve things and what we're doing wrong, and should we take 2 steps back, or are we saying the right words? And at this time of the market, to have this many people doing that is the most fucking bullish thing that you can possibly believe. And what people are trying to instigate is make you question that. And you shouldn't question that for a moment. Every single person, just about that I've seen, and I run a lot of social listening software, is doing the right thing, is in line, and there's a lot of us doing it. You know, like a lot of these other market turndowns, there's like 10% of the amount of people that are around right now. And that amount of growth is like you don't see this in crypto. I don't, you know, I hope you guys realize how big of a difference this is comparatively to just about everything else across the board. So, you know, like in times like these, you're wondering if I'm making the right steps. Like, no. Like in times like this, pat yourself on the fucking back. You guys are doing, and gals are doing fucking phenomenal. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Oh, I'm euphoric. Every time Deal you're talking, I'm euphoric.
Yeah,
I got
girl.
excited too. Pretty excited.
We have Iha. How are you, bro?
Hee-haw.
Hiha.
Hi guys, what's up?
How are you, bro?
Good. No, I didn't expect this many people to join on a Monday space. I just popped in because I have nothing going on. But yeah, I'm just here to make friends with all the new Aeons I haven't heard voices of before. So yeah.
That's cool. Thanks to be here, bro. That's the spirit. We're here, chill, talking about stuff happening and just having a good time together.
I mean, hee-haw, you're also actually pretty pivotal. Hey, girl, by the way. Sorry, man. Where's my manners? You're also kind of pivotal in this, in kind of some of the debate going around this week, and I know that there's been some dialogue around. You know, you have that massive post, and that's also sparked some debate. And I just wondered if you had any thoughts on sort of the kind of discourse that's followed.
Well, I kind of see it as SPX has always had these cycles. And if for those that were around in 2024, before Murad came around, there was always this religiosity aspect to it, like this weird, mythologizing it, and that's always been around. And I think it's just as I know there's no chart, but like as the froth kind of accumulated on SPX, everybody likes to believe in something, when it's performing. Um, as it's kind of accumulated on SPX, all of that kind of mythology kind of took a backseat. And then now, as we're entering, the tough times, when your faith is tested, when the iron is put in the furnace, so to speak, the core origins kind of reemerge. And I honestly, I don't know why I wanted, like, what pulled me back. It's just kind of one of those things. Like, I, I just came back and I saw everything was the same as how I had, left it, and I was just enamored and I fell in love again. Um, so, and I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna bring back why SPX was fun to me. Why, what I saw in SPX that made me, go all in, bet it all on the stock, the teeny tiny crypto coin. And so yeah, I just poured my heart out, and then that's kind of what emerged. So you guys kind of got a taste of what 2024, what kind of mythology was really like back then. And yeah, you guys are all OGs now because you're here right now in the trenches. So
You were in SPX a long time ago, Hiha?
yep, I entered, I think, April 2024.
Oh, cool. Okay. Nice. Nice. And so you try to replace God, Hiha, I've heard?
Yeah, according to the haters, I'm replacing God with the teeny tiny crypto coin.
I'm joking.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But that's like another, it's like, um, speaking about God or spirituality, it's something that people are passionate about and can spend length on ends talking about. And when we were sub million or sub 10 million or whatever it may be, there's no chart, but that was a lot of the conversations that were happening really late in the night. People online for days on end, really, and that's kind of where conversations led to. And it was kind of like a binding factor, if you will. You know, it was like things are so nasty, things are so brutal, but you know, we're talking about the bigger meaning, the bigger message, and you know, exploring what things are going to look like, you know, a year from now. And you know, the crazy thing is like a lot of that stuff happened, and that kind of drives the nail in the coffin for a lot of people in terms of that belief. And yeah, so it's something that's always going to be in SPX, but you know, bringing up the surface level, kind of like a really deep core of the onion is, you know, obviously it rubs some people the wrong way, but yeah.
That concept.
But just
No, go on, Dublin. You go for me.
okay. No, I was just going to say, but just to build on some of the points there, like Kihar said, you know, back in the day, but actually the spiritual component of SPX has been there all along, and Hype said it on a post just recently. You know, it's not like this was something new. Then all of a sudden, one article that like makes a like you know really strong sort of like you know comparisons of this like spiritual elements, suddenly people are like, well, this shouldn't be the core thing that SPX is all about and blah blah blah, and there's all this kind of backlash against it when it's always been one of the dimensions of SPX, and it's one of the things that I love about SPX. And I've said it should never be the thing that becomes front and center, but I love that we have this like component that reminds us of like basically being part of something bigger. And also, I think when we look at sort of like the needs and some of the problems in the world and what religion fills as a function, we can see that a community that you've got when you've got people that really are like coming at a soul level does end up also ticking some of those boxes that religion fills with some people, and therefore ends up reminding them or maybe inspiring them to kind of like you know come back to spirituality or come back to their faith or whatever it is. So I was kind of also a bit shocked about this kind of reaction when it's always been there, and I never thought it went away, and then all of a sudden a few people sort of interpreted it in a very sort of strong absolute way for some reason. But there you go.
Well, you know, we have a relatively limited amounts of sources of like information dissemination. So it's like most projects, they operate top down. So they have official narratives that are kind of perpetuated, you know, from a core VC team or wherever it may be, the marketing team, the PR team, and they push those narratives. So a lot of people are used to that. So they kind of look at Murad or I mean, we don't have a lot of those channels. So they view it as whatever he's posting, that's like a huge narrative that needs to be perpetuated all across the all across CT or whatnot. So I think it's just kind of a byproduct of the communities that people come from. And also, you know, an aspect of the decentralized nature of SPX in that we don't have a huge amount of KOLs and a huge amount of different onlets for big stay information. And in fact, we basically don't. So, but people view it in that way. They view what Murad says as kind of like this is the most important thing that needs to be spread because it's like the approved thing to do. But you know, that's why people really do lump on kind of the you know the quote unquote things that are being pushed on his channel. It's like, well, let's all do that. You know, let's all push that. And you know, it's just what people are used to, I guess.
Speaking of pushing things, have you guys seen the album I released, Table of Commandments for SPX6900?
You made an album, Jordan, on the commandments.
Yeah, man. It is the Table of Commandments for SPX6900. So it has like, you know, you guys seen that tomb before? It's like no lewd. Is the first one. It's like the only enemy is Tradfi. The girl is cute. 1600 is bigger than 500. You know all those. It's like 10 commandments. I actually made an album, and each song is one of the commandments. So I feel like that ties into this well because it sort of gives the whole community a bit of a framework to work inside if they can. That sort of sticks with the ethos from the OGs.
Definitely, mate. Is it Spotify?
Yeah, it's on Spotify, it's on Amazon Music, it's on iTunes, it's on YouTube Music, it's on everywhere.
Sick, Mike. You might have to put some hymns on Jordan's hymns, your baptisms.
Oh yeah, definitely. Then I need to baptize. Okay.
You know those differences. I think they're only going to come more as well. Like you're saying, Mike, Unk that feeling of discomfort, and the discomfort that some people experience their hee-haw from that post, and maybe some discomfort that people experience from hype and from other eons. And I think that the discomfort is only gonna grow, right, as we attract more people, because more people come in, and to that point, if there's no KOLs, it's so true. And at the same time, whoever, it's such a, the way that decentralization is set up is some of us end up being more centralized figures, and that kind of comes with its own responsibility, right? Because you like, I don't know who said it, the information, I think it was you, Dill, being disseminated, it kind of comes from, like, whoever jumps up on these spaces, we become the voices, right? Which is why, please, guys, if you want to jump up, I think it really just helps to dilute any one single person's voice. And that, so I hope everyone really here feels welcome to come up at any time and just have their 2 SPX for as long as you need. But I think that, as I've always seen it, if we don't enjoy someone else's perspective, policing it is going to be really tricky. And I think maybe not the way to go. But the more we can be magnetic of the things that we really believe in, and maybe take the path that, Murad has taken. He has done an exceptional job over the years, obviously, to raise an account that big. And I think that we each have to kind of take a responsibility and say, okay, what do I really, really believe in? And how can I also have more of an influence? And how can I check my own influence? And I think that's important anyway. I think it's really important that we're able to champion voices. I know Spacey said it this week, and I thought it was a really important one. Obviously, we're voting with our likes and our retweets, and to really be mindful. We're very aware of it on Reddit, but it's probably more prominent here on Twitter, right? And I think we have to be way more mindful of how we do that and who we spotlight. And I think that, yeah, just I really think, if, like you always say, Mike, if we feel it, do it. And if we feel like there's a really important part of the cognosphere that isn't getting the spotlight, what's it going to take for us to make that a spotlight? And obviously we don't want to do anything alone, but if we really, really believe in it and we're magnetic in how we're doing it, I think other people will come to the cause. And I think it's inevitably going to lead to, there will be factions. And I think that the factions are okay, because as we get bigger, we can't all be, not everybody wants to be a revolutionary, and not everyone wants to be an artist. And I love when I see Ifti and Spiritual Gold and Krishna, because they talk about the spiritual things, and I love that stuff. And I think that without that,
Sorry to cut you off. I think some people are atheists, right? Even though they're in SPX600, so they just want to flip the stock market. Some people are more not into the spiritual part at all, and that's totally fine, like you said.
100%, Jordan, exactly. Like, some people will just, but I think that if that's your faction and that's the thing that you show up for, if you are waiting for another faction to now champion your faction, you're going to be waiting a long time. I think, like, that might require some responsibility to go, okay, I actually really, really believe in this. Who else really, really believes in this little niche of this, or maybe not niche, but this, whatever that bit of the cognosphere means? Okay, what's it going to take to, like Jordan, you've started a YouTube channel with Hoodish, or you've got multiple, and you're doing different things. And of course, when the market erupts, you will have a bigger impact because of that. You're sowing seeds now. The influence that Southern Fried Chad will have, and I think that, yeah, it's just a thought I had. Basically, I think that we have to be mindful of that.
Chad is dangerous, man. Chad is so dangerous. You guys got to check out the latest Aeon of Light, because Chad's gonna go rage mode. That's all I'm saying. Just a teaser.
There's like a, I guess more and more people are relatively out of touch with it, but there's kind of a core ethos that's been here for a really long time. And, this whole idea of cult labor, and it's like, it's the selfless act of cult labor. You do it not to get the pat on the back. You just do it because or you think it feels right. And you're not waiting for someone else to say, fantastic job, keep it up, I'm going to boost it. You do it because it's the right thing to do. And one of the things that, you know, not everything's going to be equal. You know, not all factions, if you want to call them, are going to get as much credence. But like, that's always been the case. You know, there's people that are going to put a lot of time and energy into things that people don't pat them on the back, and that's just what that old meme of "do your cult labor" was. You know what I mean? It's like the selfless act. You know, you're a cog in the cognosphere. Like it's bigger than you. This is all bigger than any individual. That's why we were, you know, low key kind of the anti KOL coin. It's like there's no main headstay of, you know, who SPX is. You know, it's sad because there's a lot of people that deserve a lot more credit than they get and a lot more pats on the back. And they should be, you know, making bajillions of dollars with how much shit they've been doing. And they don't get that. And, you know, that kind of thing hurts. And when you see it, it's like, fuck, you know, I wish that they could get that pat on the back or something in return, but that's just kind of how it works, you know. And it's the selfless nature of kind of what SPX is. But I hope people don't forget that. You know, that separates us from a lot of different things because what we're trying to do is bigger than any individual.
I just wanted to add, I prefer use the word, because we're talking about words, I prefer use the word subgroups instead of factions.
Yes, yeah, I hear you, mate. Sorry, that was just the first thing that came to
No,
my
no,
mind.
no, don't worry.
I don't mean to be divisive in the word, but yeah.
I was going to say exactly the same thing.
Aligned.
Ring the shame
Fine.
bell.
Fine.
Shame.
Fine.
Shame.
But just to the point as well, I'd like to build on as well about if we get to $1 trillion market cap, let's say, we are going to have a lot of subgroups. When? Okay, when. We are going to have a lot of subgroups, and some are going to be bigger than others. It will be this beautiful fractal tree of like subcultures all through the cognosphere. That's why I imagine. So we should just get used to that idea. I think maybe what it was Murad's very strong blessing of He Has post that really I like maybe put some people's backs up, as if that was anointing it as the most important thing about SPX, when I think everyone would agree normally that the most important thing about SPX is the mission to flip the stock market. And I think Idea Hazard, as I've quoted him before, has said, like, at the end of the day, I'm a mission guy. And I think everyone's a mission guy. And then how you express that mission is the, you know, and what your contribution, that's all good, you know. And as long as we've got that one common thread, then I think we're good.
I wanted just to say something. I used to watch a lot Uncle Mongi and Chang and other guys when I started to understand what is to be an Aeon. And something I wanted to say to everyone here is don't forget to use memes, because sometimes you have people PvPing you and you want to stay, gentle and not doing stuff. Funny memes has a big power, you know. So just create funny memes as we used to do in the past, and it's the best response sometimes to something very serious, you know. And yeah, if you don't know how to make memes, just message someone that you know is making memes and, you know, work together. But use funny memes. That's the best response sometimes to to attacks, you know. Sorry.
No, that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah, like diffusing it. It's a great idea. There's that hilarious one. What is it? Like the free ad space one. I like that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, oh yeah. Living your mind rent free.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? It's trying to find the perfect meme at the right time. Because it is like an art form, isn't it? I just want one of Jeffrey Banks. You know, the one you've got, Mike, with you as the robot. I want one of Jeffrey Banks with just going, okay. I just want that. I need to make that. I must put that to action.
They're using my face every time.
So good.
But yeah, definitely we should use memes again. I remember like Mangi was doing like, it was terrible. Like someone was very serious and SPX is this and that, and Mung was responding just a picture, and it was like an assassination, but funny. It was crazy. And I love this kind of spirit. It's proof that you're just not on the same level as the people attacking you. Like you just have fun of the attack, and it's like disemorphing the stuff, you know. And it's very powerful. Love is very powerful. Having fun is very powerful. In those times where the market is like this, us just having fun is the better promotion of the cognisphere, I guess. And being lovely and, you know, just hanging around and just love each other is the best promotion. Just incarnate the stuff, you know.
It's the word I've been thinking of it. Well, the phrase is like emotional regulation. My partner like said it to me on the weekend, and it's been swimming around because that's exactly what it is, right? It's like, you know, who is it on SNL? The old, what was his name, Chad? And then whatever happens, they're like, you're fired, and he's like, okay. And the worst thing that can happen, he's just so blasé about it. And I think even though I was trying to capture what that was at first, I was like, oh, he just doesn't care. But it's not that he's apathetic, and he doesn't, you know, like an apathetic Eon is, I don't know, maybe they switch off and they don't want to contribute until, you know, maybe they are looking at the charts and maybe they. But I think the difference between being apathetic and being emotionally regulated is huge, and I think that's to kill them with kindness. But I also think that's the okay, whatever, we move on, and I think that in all times makes for just makes for us like growing as a community. And you're right, Mike. The more we do it, the more other Eons see it, and they go, "Oh, that's how we respond. We're just chill, and we've not given up. We're not passive."
Yeah, definitely. We had.
And
Oh, so go ahead, Devin. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and like, to come to your point, Mike, humor is always like normally raising the vibration, you know? And I think when people take everything too seriously and they get into really serious arguments, you can just feel them like digging down into the depths, basically, and the vibrations are going down. I think that's so it's a really good point you made.
Yeah, it's being able to incarnate our philosophy, I guess. It's not, it's big, it's a part of the no chartism for me. Like, it's not just not looking at charts, it's being able to don't give a shit about the chart and continue to be euphoric and have fun on the path and this kind of stuff, you know? It's like, uh, yeah, it's like, going through the stuff, not just suffering without looking the charts, you know. It's like just have fun with your friends and show to the world you incarnate this commandment.
Yeah, and I think also reminds me of Saw Chang, and I think both Stacey just sort of, you know, being retarded, the high IQ sort of retardedness. I think that is also a similar thing, right? As well as the humor is about sort of circumventing and not getting pulled down to these kind of levels of seriousness and lower vibration in the end.
Exactly. And the Stokes these days remember me the sentence, it's a joke until it isn't. And when you like before it's not a joke, it is one. And we have to not forget this, you know. It's before of everything a joke. And that's our forces. It's like the delusional, crazy girl wanting to flip the stock market. This is our power.
Yeah, that seriousness is. I actually going to start using that. I never used that bottom. What is it? The bottom 25%. I can never say it. I think that's why I think I'm too dumb to say it.
Bottom 25% IQ quintile, something like
Quintile.
that.
That's the word I always get thrown on.
The honeypot. Yeah.
I think that's why SPX works so well. It's just like even if you're low IQ or extremely high IQ participant, you still sound like a delusional retard either way. So that's the whole point. It's like, what, you gonna laugh at us? Yeah, we know, and that delusion is contagious. It's like, what the, I want what these people have. What the hell are they on that they are this delusional? Because it's like the stock market's already been flipped in our hearts. Because it's like bleeding in from the future. We can like, because everything's all happening at once, time, past, present, future. Um, so it's like it's already happened. That's why we're euphoric, and they just don't understand that. It's kind of like, allegorically in Christian theology. It's like we already know we're going to heaven, and that's why we are euphoric all the time. It's the same kind of like, yeah. So you can draw parallels to all of that, but stay delusionally retarded. It's like that's the mission. So
Hey, actually, you might like this, man. I went to a coffee cupping thing the other day, and it was like a course, whatever, for tasting coffee, and it was run by this non-profit organization, and it was only at the end that they said they were a Christian organization, and that they were, that was actually what the non-profit was. So this entire cafe, and also part tattoo parlor, where I was actually thinking of where Spacey had just at the same time posted a picture of her lip tattoo. Very tempting. And they were free tattoos as well, by the way, which is wild. So this was all like voluntary from the church. And they said they were quite nomadic in their actual church activity. But that was their church, was the cafe. And that was amazing because they were meeting people in the culture. And that also made me think about the phrase counterculture. Like, is it that we're trying to be counterculture, or can we infiltrate actual culture? Because the way they did it was so well, and I just thought, this is brilliant. This is a great. They were so hospitable. It was just a really different take. And then I thought of myself screaming on the corner with a megaphone. And I thought, what's the difference between me and yeah? And I thought, this is way better. This is like infiltrating actual culture. Like, where are people going to be, and where are the drug of caffeine?
yeah,
And
man, that's what I kind of mean by like just utilize the Christ-like memetics because it will literally win every time. It will win, and like whether you apply that to anything in your life, especially SPX, like, yeah, no, thank you for that. That's awesome. That's so good to hear.
yeah, it was dope. It was just like, there's such great ways to share great conversation and just meet people where they're at, and I love that approach. I just thought that was brilliant, and I want to adopt some of that.
Oh, they're coming for you.
Oh, sorry guys for hearing my background. By the way, guys, jump on up if you want to join the conversation. There's nothing you can say that's too far out there.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have you up.
Jump in, girl.
Oh, I'm
I'm
gonna
good.
try and prove you wrong, Seb. No, just joking. What if what if the spirit world is actually our true world, and this is just a dream, and we're actually back there, but we think we're here, and this is real? What if it's the other way around? What if we got everything backwards, and the spirit world, or you could say heaven, whatever you want to call it, is our true place, and where we are right now is just a dream, just a nice little dream that we think is real. Everything seems.
The commissaire is a nice dream. That's okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay for me. If all of this is a dream, the commissaire is a cool dream. I like that.
It's a beautiful dream. Beautiful dream.
You're gonna have to work harder than that, Jordan. That's just something crazy. You're talking to Aeons here. Sorry,
That's
Mike. I didn't
true.
mean to
That's
jump
true.
in.
I'm gonna get going, guys. I love you guys. It's so fun being here and listening to you guys. I'm working on the next Aeon of Light video, so I've got to really dedicate my time at the moment. And then I'm doing a crypto job later, actually setting up people's hardware wallets. And I've already converted one of the people there to an Aeon, and there's another 3 or 4 there. I'll see if I can get another 3 or 4 Aeons today. So have a lovely day, guys. Take care.
Nice. Thank you, girl.
Well done, Jordan.
Being here. Thank you, bro. Have a nice day. Yeah, it's morning for you. Have a nice day, bro. See you soon in the Cognisphere.
See you, girl.
See you, girl.
See you, girl.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everybody here. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you, girl.
Yeah, I'm going to drop out as well, guys. It's getting late where I am, so but good to see everyone. And
Thank you, Dubbing, for your wise words, as always. Thank you, girl.
Yeah, thanks, Delvin. Good to have you, girl.
yeah, all right, much love.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
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 You were going to say something a second ago, Mike, and I went, don't you that.
What were the subjects we had for tonight? I'm just checking. Tonight. We had, I think we already talked about one of your subjects. emotional regulation through healthy discourse.
No, that was already kind of touched on. That was literally it. That was literally,
Yeah.
that was basically it.
Question,
You know, just
questioning our vocabulary around what SPX6900 is. We do that too.
yeah. This is ongoing. This is ongoing.
How to stay lovely while dealing with a lot of fuzz. Yeah, kinda talked about this too. Doing memes. Do you have other techniques like praying for your success, this kind of stuff?
I mean, what are the? I think I personally think it's about being, you know, actually centered, because it's really easy to just rehearse the words, but
Oh.
you know, I think it does count to be actually in a centered state. You know, sometimes when I make the Cognosphere a to-do list, and I'll sacrifice a bit of sleep to make it happen. And the difference between me showing up and really being just nourished, nurtured, and rested and just ready to go, can't always be in that state, unfortunately. But I do think that from there, we're a lot more, again, emotionally regulated to be able to take everything on. So that's my sort of big hack. You know, beyond just the words, am I actually behind the things I'm saying, and is it sustainable as well? Is my practice sustainable in how I'm showing up and the things I'm saying?
I guess.
But you're like, what do you mean? 100 miles an hour forever?
Yeah, it's not sustainable from like
Like,
it's way too fast.
like Mike, what do you, in terms of sustainability? You know, when you're going all in, how do you consider yourself? How do you consider yourself being able to, you know, what do you see as sustainable over the years in terms of how you're able to continue to be your highest vibrational self?
Wow. um, I guess it's a belief question again. I guess. Um, I don't know. It's like for SPX, for example, it's like I think I'm just in love with the idea of SPX. I always been kind of warrior style type of guy, and the mission to flip the stock market is exactly summarizing everything I was thinking of this word before. So it kind of fall on my road at the exact good time I needed. So I was a little bit anti AI guy. I use AI and stuff, but I think in long term it could be very dangerous for us. And I think about this kind of stuff since a long time, way before there were AI. It's summarizing all the topics I love too. For me, it's like I think SPX is really fitting with my personality, so it's like evident for me to just stay here because it's really me, I guess. So it's kind of easy for me to sustain. But yeah, what you think?
I think we're so lucky to have you, Mike,
And
and Seb, and Hodish and Dylan, everybody here. I loved this space. It was great to hear from you all.
we lucky to have you, Ren. I love your art, by the way, Ren. These days, I really love your art, bro.
Thanks very much, man. I love yours too.
Yeah, everyone have a. I don't know how you see. Hiha, you came and you moved and you came back into the cognition. You said.
Yeah, yeah. Long story short, that's what happened.
So,
I didn't stop trading and believe in something. I know, because when Murad came in, I was kind of worried SPX is going to become like a stranger to me.
oh,
So I like the Mung talked about like egregores, I guess, like
yeah.
an asset is like the collective soul of its participants, and I thought that was going to get majorly diluted. Um, and I was wrong.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I never heard this opinion before. That's very interesting. So
Yep.
SPX, I've been able to keep his soul, kinda.
Oh yeah,
Was
and this, it was more of like my doubt in SPX's memetics as a whole because, and people will disagree with me on this, but the community is not the asset. The community is like a symptom of memetics of the asset. It's like SPX automatically filters for virtuous people, and I didn't take that into account on my exit, so to speak. But then I came back because there's nothing else. Everything is terrible right now. And so it's like the one thing that made me feel alive when everything was terrible was SPX. So I was just drawn back to it, and everything's the same. So yeah, I've made my decision once, and I made that mistake once. Not gonna make that again. So
So all
no,
roads lead back to SPX. Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
not
literally.
really.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
No, that's interesting to hear because it's not an opinion I hear a lot, and that's good to hear the path of other people. Because for me, it was like really simple. I discovered it all in and just stick here, so it's really easy. But other paths are really interesting to talk
No,
about.
yeah. I mean, everybody's path to SPX is just as beautiful as the other. So yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So you were here pre-Murad.
Yes, I was. I was your pre-Murad. He
Nice.
was. He was. It's funny because in a space, I can't find it now. Spacey, I know you're down there. I don't know. All the SPX6900 spaces on the account are like deleted, but I try to go back and find it. But there was a space that I joined, and I joined the stage, and Murad was up there. I'm like, Murad, just so you know, you didn't make this coin go up. God just used you as a vessel to make this coin go up. you were inevitable. Like if it wasn't you, it'd been someone else. I made sure to tell him that. So, but I can't find that space now.
That's cool. And yeah, if someone have news about Nicole too, I'm searching Nicole, the other Nicole, not Spacey, but the
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
Yeah.
I miss her. I she she like avoided me to crash out 2 or 3 times because of like not important stuff happening in SPX, like other view I didn't share and was like too much for me. And every time with kindness and wisdom, she just took me by the hand and say, "Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter, kind of." And it was like she saved me 2 or 3 times like this. And yeah, if someone can reach Nicole and say we miss her, it could be very appreciated because I send her messages and she don't seem to respond.
She's been responding to the rest of us, Mike. It's just you, mate.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we've all been just talking to her every day. I thought that was.
Okay, okay.
She was so. Sorry, I actually feel bad now. I said that. You know, your heart just goes. Oh, some Chicago's giving me down thumbs. I turned into Tuco. No.
I was too cool. She didn't recognize me, so she
Yeah.
didn't respond to me.
She was so kind. I remember actually dropping into spaces with her, and I just thought how impactful her kindness spreads, and she can't be underestimated how far that traveled and what the impact. I remember just listening, and there was some. Remember, like now, there was a bit of not conflict, but there was some. Yeah, there was a conflict of ideas or just whatever, and I remember her just really, I thought, masterfully navigating that, and being able to just add the pinch of this and that when it was needed. And I thought, wow, that's again just a more testament to SPX and just having such foundational girls in the community and just how impactful that reach can be is yeah, it's amazing.
And we had Brit just move out, but I wanted to say like it was so much fun when we had like Nicole and Brit making the Sunday spaces. They were like very good together. It was it was fun time. So if you see Nicole, just say to her to come back to the Cognisphere. And I'm just checking if we have some subjects still.
I'm gonna have to step down. I gotta go to a Bible study tonight, so I'll catch you guys later.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up
Thanks for
here.
coming.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's so good to meet you guys for the first time in voice and not over messages. So
Yeah, it was really cool. Thank you, Hiha. It was very cool to talk to you.
bye bye.
That's
Cheers.
your girl.
Bye bye, girl. Hey, Hoodie, Deal, Ren. We have some people to talk. Okay, I'm just checking the.
T-Dog, I can't. What's going on? Usually, T-Dog, you're like the first one up on stage. Is
Yeah, he said to me, I don't like too much Seb, you know. He said,
you got me back. You got me back.
he said to me, he's always talking about Napoleon stuff and this kind of.
Oh yeah. Did you like that vid, Mike?
You got me. But I'm Italian at this time, you know.
If anything bad about France, you're Italian. Yeah.
Scusa, non parlare English.
T-Dog, you're on your own, mate. Oh, it's funny. The T-Dog's in bed with like a hot cup of cocoa. It's just chilling.
Yeah, it's like sleeping with our voice.
Yeah. What a horrifying nightmare to go to bed with.
Like little voice in your head, laughing. It was kind of my case when we do the longest space. I was like sleeping with the phone like next to my head, and I was like listening you until I sleep. It was. I never made some nightmare, by the way. I just remember it was good night. And yeah, I remember Slow is here. Yeah, Slow was covering the nights. I remember just for me to sleep. It was crazy.
Would you ever do it again?
It's very difficult, but maybe. Why not? I don't say never, but yeah, in fact, I think these days need this kind of energy where we just keep being together a long time and develop friendship and, you know, deep connection with each other. I think it's
Do
cool.
it.
Yeah, there's no better way to fast track an Aeon. You know, that's having the Telegram and having people talk in the Telegram, and now that we have a Discord and just the spaces, it's like, you know, people get fucking Aeon online quick. So it's a beautiful thing, and it's awesome that you host these things because it has to be done. And it's so cool that we have people stepping up to the plate to do it. So thank you.
Thank you, Zil. Thank you. I would love to do it again because it was like, yeah, I really loved. We had a
Do it.
but I can't for now. I'm on my parents' house, or maybe like. Stop it!
What if it was
No,
next?
not the multi-day thing, but just the mundane on spaces. You know, being consistent and doing that. That's so huge. But yeah, asking you to do like another 7-day stream is crazy. That must have taken like the biggest toll. That's crazy.
It's always the same. It's like if we talk more than 10 minutes about that, at the end I will say, okay, we do it.
Yeah, don't tempt him. He'll do
Okay,
it
let's not talk
tomorrow.
about it then.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah, if I'm maybe a little bit more chill IRL, maybe.
What
I
about?
don't say no. I don't say yes.
Mike,
Maybe.
look after yourself, Mike.
Yeah.
Come on now. We
Thank
need
you,
you.
Ren.
We need you.
Sorry, said you wanted to.
I was going to say, what about? I mean, maybe because it was in the summer, wasn't it? I'm sure I'm being warm when the spaces was happening. Was it July or something?
It was September.
Okay, it was pretty late.
Yeah.
It was pretty late, but maybe we're a bit more of a robust community. I mean, obviously we are. Maybe there's because maybe there's more of us who could, you know, just jump on and take segments if we planned it out and just and said, okay, let's plan it with because obviously the way you did it, Mike, you was just like I think it was it Hector or someone just I think they just mentioned it briefly and you were just like, okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And you're a man of action to the max.
Yeah, it's Hector. It came from a Monday on, I guess, with you. Like
Yeah.
we were talking about this, and Hector just we were laughing about that, like 6.9 days, laughing, and like Hector sent me a message like the day after, and it was like, yeah, in fact, it's it's a good idea. Let's do it.
And you just, and he was probably thinking, yeah, like let's build up to it. And you were just like, okay, all right, well, I'll see you tomorrow. You ready?
Let me 3 days to organize and let's go. Yeah. By the way, we wanted to do we had the idea like the 2 September, and wanted to start the 6th because it was like 6/9, the 6th
Oh
September,
yeah.
and it was like until the 12th, and the 12th was the 1 year Murad's token 2049 anniversary. So it was kind of perfect time to do that, like full of good dates to do it.
Yeah, it was coded, wasn't it? It was. You
Yeah.
really pounced on it in the best, and you changed the game, Mike. And like that was the first time I heard slow. It's true. Like I would wake up in the
Yeah.
mornings because I was doing early shifts, and I was like, "Whoa, who's this Eon?" And slow, you were absolutely crushing it, man. I was like, "Holy crap, this is a sick way to wake up in the morning."
Love you, Slow.
Love you, girl.
Yeah, a lot of Aeon were the first time. I remember Adil Grillade too. Was his first time on the Monday Aeon, on the longest space. And yeah, we were doing baptize, so it was like a funny way to start. By the way, I need to do that again. That's enough. That's enough.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey, 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 girl, girl, girl.
Hey, girls.
Hey, girl.
I was, yeah, I remember the very first night of the 7 day space. First night for me, it was like me and Grille. Uh, Grille had his like I don't know his session or whatever because we were kind of doing like time blocks or whatever, and yeah, Grille and I talked for a few hours and others too. I don't remember who all was there, but that was the first time I ever talked to Grille. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool. Remember? Okay, let's do it again.
You know, one of the
Do it.
one of the cool things is that we almost have something going like every day now.
Yeah.
Because you guys do the Monday on spaces, and there's Into the Cognosphere on Tuesday nights, and then Hoodish and him and Jordan Riz are doing all of their stuff, and
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. I mean, in like a really organic, really cool way. The Juice is doing his auto heal hours again, so it's like almost every day you can show up to some kind of Aeon space, you know.
This is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, mate, you've done great as well, Slow, with just keeping stuff on the calendar. It's I saw Eon Girls got one on Saturdays. Is that is that a misread? That Eon Girls got something coming up?
Oh, I think Aeon Girl's gonna be with Southern Fried Chat on Persist Forever. I think that's what it is.
Ah, sick.
By the way, I totally need to update the calendar. I have not done that, and I've been out of town the last couple of days, and
No,
I know I need to get on it. I know it's February. I need to update the calendar.
no, man, I need to do it too. It's not just you don't need to feel like it's all on you, man. But you've done great anyway. I just wanted to shout you out, man. Even when you put that Reddit post up of it, I thought that was sick. It was just a nice visual for it.
Yeah, it was cool. Well, it kind of, I mean, it blew me away in the sense of like how much stuff there actually is planned over the next, even just 2 months, you know? I mean, it's really crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we have yeah. When you think about like this kind of stuff is really showing we don't pay attention to charts or whatever. Like the Cognisphere is just living his life, whatever. that's that's really nice to see. And yeah, probably you're right. I don't need to do again the 6.9 days because every day we have some stuff now.
Yeah. It's sort of, it's close to the like, you know, at one point we were talking a lot about like the 24-hour radio kind of idea and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
in some ways, we're actually heading there in a very organic way, you know, which is just like incredible to see other people, just like taking charge and doing their own thing, and it's really amazing.
Exactly. Hey, Bript, how are you, bro?
Hey, girlies.
Hey,
Girl,
girl.
girl, girl.
Girl.
What's up?
Hey, girl.
It's been so long.
Yeah, I was talking about you,
Actually,
Bript.
yeah.
Did you hear?
Really?
Yeah,
No. I've been kind of on and off because I just got out of the gym, so
I was
I was just like,
missing the spaces with you and Nico. It was like
yeah,
so much
the
fun.
podcast. Yeah,
Yeah, was
yeah. Those were good times.
yeah, it
I
was
do
so
miss
fun.
those. So we're gonna do 6.9 day spaces again, or
Stop it. I will have to say yes at some point.
well, you have to
Do
say
it.
yes right now. I mean, the 10-minute mark is almost coming up. I got to stall for about 69 more seconds, and then you're gonna have to do it. So
Peer pressure.
That's
no,
called
those were
paid
good
on
times.
pressure.
I remember like those were pretty fun times. I remember just staying up till 4 a.m. and just
Yeah,
yapping for no reason.
yeah.
Um, now that was not good for my sleep, but it's okay. It hasn't gotten any better. So it's still like 4 a.m. going to bed. It's just that's just the life of a unemployed 20 something.
A life of an AM.
Yeah.
That's the perfect segment, Ripped. You would
Uh,
smash it on the 6.9, the new 6.9 spaces.
See, and here's the thing. Well, if you do it in a couple of months, I will be in a new time zone, so
Oh,
I could man up. Yeah.
oh, nice.
So yeah. So when are you playing this? It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now you gotta say yes.
But you're in it. It's already started. It started now.
Perfect. There you go. There you go.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
If we did plan it like with enough, then like you could sort of,
not
you
die.
know, I'm just saying if you, because I could take like some annual leave, and if enough, you know, just so that I could have enough time to like contribute and make sure that it's well balanced and anyway, I'm just saying, I think like if enough of us actually, if you didn't just jump into it and just go, oh, I'm gonna do it, and just ruin your entire sleep cycle but I don't know if enough people said, oh, maybe we can all jump in and do an actual long ass segment, then anyway.
For me, I
Like,
think. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
like Sam, I'm just spitballing here, but like, you could just do like an hour every now and then, and everyone could hold down an hour. Spitballing.
But
Finish.
Do it.
yeah, but by the way, I think it would be easier today for me because we have a lot of people that are used to make some spaces and live, and so I could not be present all the time. I think less than the first time. So it's not a yes, it's not a no, it's a maybe. I don't know.
You know, in some ways, the way that I feel is like we already did the 6.9 day spaces. It's not like we have to prove anything. I think we already did. And so like even if you did like or a lot of people, chose to like help run spaces every day for, say for 6 days or 7 days straight or whatever, but it not have to actually be straight. It's not like there's anything wrong with us um going, hey, Mike's gonna run a space for 6 hours in this, time block, and then there's gonna be a couple hour break. And then Hoodish and Jordan are gonna have their thing for a couple of hours, and then there's a hour or two break, and then someone else, we can still have a schedule and still have it be basically covering, all time zones 24/7, whatever, but it not actually have to be like, we have to have every single minute of the day covered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like a mission, and everyone was so much focused.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying is like, we don't have to prove anything. Everyone here knows that like we could do it again if we wanted to because we're psychos, but like
Yeah.
for everyone's mental health. Like,
Yeah, but I guess it's a better time to do that these days. Oh, another stuff to do. Stop it. You have so much.
No, I don't. Also, don't mind this. It's not like Ren was saying. I mean, look after yourself, man. It's but I mean that could be like a way, right? Because if we each, or what if we each did? Okay, maybe that's too much, but maybe not 6.9 hours each. And
yeah,
imagine if each
yeah, like
each person.
every day or whatever. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh well, no, like if we did say like one person to 6.9, and then the next person just tags on at the end of that 6.9 and starts their own space from their own thing, and I mean the depth of I think the benefit amongst many is literally having four people in a space, and the length, like Slow, when you're doing into the cognosphere with the guys,
Yeah,
some of those episodes are like 3+ hours. I think the one with Cow,
yeah,
it
dude.
was so long and it was so good, and there was a piece of me was like, oh, quickly, let's finish this one so we can do the next one. And I was like, whoa, this is sick.
Yeah,
The depth, the length of time. I think the ums and the ahs and just like hearing goofy noises, just hearing Andy, and just random noises and just inside jokes and all that stuff. And I can just hear you guys. I can hear you guys pausing on that show as well. You know, I can hear like I think the length of time actually adds something where
Yeah,
it's not so polished at all, and it's that sick.
yeah, totally agree. And the more long it lasts, the more you will have like these moments where people are tired and saying bullshit and bullshit creating new lore and new lore is this kind of stuff. And that's what I prefer on this life.
yeah. There was a lot of the 6.9 day spaces that really had nothing to do with any kind of agenda. It was just like four people hanging out, bullshitting as friends.
Yeah.
And there's honestly a lot to be said about like, the whole like third space, the loneliness epidemic, blah blah blah. Of like, I remember as a kid, it's like I never needed an agenda to hang out with my friends. It just like I could just be like, "You guys want to hang out?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." Like, what are we? Like, no one was worried about what are we gonna do. It was just like, no, I just want to hang out. And I think a lot of people felt that way during the 6.9 day spaces. You would wake up and you'd be like, "Oh my god, I get to just hang out and listen to my friends talk." you know,
Yeah.
it didn't
Yeah,
really matter what was going on. It was just cool to like some of my favorite moments were just like, yeah, hanging out with Undy for like 2 hours, listening to him bullshit about whatever the fuck, and then Chang would randomly pop in and be like, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, but it was a great fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Same for me. It was so funny. And
it's
yeah.
it's like meeting your, like you're saying, Slow, like it's like in real life if you just know, it's like Central Perk, right? Any to use a friend's reference, they just go into the cafe and one of them sat there. You just want to, there's just that place where your friends are, and you just,
Yeah.
you don't have to, like you're saying, schedule it. Obviously it's nice when you, but you can just jump in and be like, my mates will be there, or if they're not there, I'll be there, and then they know I'll be there, and then that's where they'll be, and that's where we hang, and you just keep doing that, and your friends just keep coming, and you just build.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I remember friends of mine that I onboarded was saying me like if ever I wake up at 2 a.m. because I cannot sleep, I just put my phone on and you're here. And it was like what you said, like you have access to the cognisphere and the people you love at any time. And this was really cool. Really, really cool.
Yes, I think it'd be a good idea. I think when it gets warmer, it'd be pretty nice. Personally, I think if that isn't too long of a wait, but I do think more like June time. I don't know why the warm just attracts me to it. Maybe it's just the memory of it being warm on the last one, and it's just like, oh, it's just such a good vibe. It's like summery, and I was like, ah,
Because you can stay outside without freezing for
yes.
being.
Yes, mostly that, Mike. Mostly the not freezing.
I remember Mike was sweating his ass off the whole time.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Crazy. That was yeah. Yeah, a lot of souvenir for real. It was really cool. And I guess we should organize something like that these days. Are we
But actually, sorry,
Oh,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
mean just.
I was just saying
Yeah.
no, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm muting myself. You go.
no, go ahead, slow, please.
No, Mike. I really, I insist. You go first, brother. You go first.
Okay, so no, go slow, go first, please.
I was saying there's really not a reason why we couldn't do it like once a year. Once a year, we organize like a 6.9 days. We're organizing conferences, and this is just a conference digitally that everyone can easily attend to, and there's no real pressure, other than you need just a couple of people to be like, yeah, I'll host for 6.9 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Do it on the 69th day.
Remember, Southern Food Chad made the joke, and everyone was thinking it was serious. But yeah, 69 days. I don't even know if it's possible. Okay,
You-
I'll do
No,
it.
start the space. Start the space on the 69th day of the year, which would be in March.
Oh,
Oh,
That's what, March?
that's not a bad idea. That's also
Yes, it's
that's also
March.
that's also the like DCA day. Whoever came up with that idea, like the 69th day of the year,
Yeah,
having
it's
everyone DCA was like an idea.
yeah. Coordinated action. It's cool to do.
it's
You're welcome.
who is just navigating somehow. You're like, wait, are we being steered?
It's a good idea. On the 69th day of the year, you start a 6.9 day space. That is a cool idea.
Yeah, Robert's
Whoever
got.
come up with that idea is a good idea.
Wow, we need a title for this.
What's the date on that one? It's Robert. Robert has the What does he call it? March 10th. There we go. DCA Day. He's called it.
As every day, no?
I don't know. I think he's just called it DCA. I'm just seeing his last post. He's just called it DCA Day, 69th day of the year. He says in the early runs of Doge and GME, the community was able to organize mass collective buying to show their strength and solidarity. Maybe the idea is to either buy a $69 or $100 to show that we're truly going to persist. So I think it's to put in everybody. His idea is to put in a certain amount, and then it looks. I guess you could probably track that on some sort of metrics, or I don't know. But I think if a big amount of people, his idea is it could maybe do something. I don't
Like
know.
a bank run. A bank run on the supplies, basically. Like everyone buy it once,
Sure, yeah.
Enough to make a people notice or whatever. I think is pretty much the idea.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I mean, that would be kind of a good day to do it as well, because then we'd all be in the same spaces. Punch.
A big short squeeze. GME style. Hey, on Beggar.
Tuesday.
Mike, nice to meet you again. How you doing? Well,
I'm good, and you, bro?
Life has been an action film. Nice that you ask. It's always very, very, very great of an experience to live, I will say.
Yeah, life's a movie sometimes. It's crazy. For me too. Are you... Oh, you're the beggar. Yeah, remember
You're like, oh, you're
I
the
was just
beggar.
checking your profile. GTA in my wallet.
Hype had some very funny comments
Oh yeah.
we did last week. Yeah. What's making life like a movie, Eon Beggar?
Do you want me to share some stories?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for instance, last week, I believe it was the third week of the day. You must remember I live in northern Germany, and my Iranian friend calls me. It starts suspicious at this moment. I should have understood that something is off, but I am a bit slow. And I get called, and he tells me, "Let us go to Amsterdam." I say, "Okay, let us go to Amsterdam." But what is the reason? And he said, "I have bought a new car, and let's drive there, and maybe we can have a nice time." I tell him, "Oh, okay, let's do this." And we get into the car and we do the drive, 3 hours, 4 hours around that. And we get to Amsterdam, and he brings me in front of a certain etablissement, and he says that he has uh, booked a certain person to do things with us. And I tell him this is unacceptable. I'm in a relationship. I'm not going to partake in such things. But he says, "No, we have come. We must do it." I tell him, "No, there's no chance. I will not engage in this." And he said, "If you don't engage in it, I don't care. I will go in alone." I told him, "You will leave me alone?" He said, "Yes." And he got in. Anyhow, now I'm left alone in Amsterdam, in a peculiar position I am. And I decide to walk around a bit around the streets of Amsterdam. And I'm a very arrogant person, and I'm a weird person. And I enter into this shady street, and there are people loading water from the car into a building. And I walk past them, and they speak something in in Netherlands, I don't know what it's called, and I don't understand. And I say English, English, and they say, "Can you help us bring the water into the building?" I said, "Sure. I'm a tall person. I'm a muscular person. I can help them." And I help them bring the water into the building. Then once we are in the basement of the building, do you know what happens? They close the door and they start beating me.
What?
Yes,
What,
yes,
really?
yeah, and
Oh,
they beat me in a good beating, and with
What?
for a good 60 seconds they beat me up, and I end up beaten to a pulp. Then they drag me out of the building, and I am in a really peculiar position, and I have to now get back to my Iranian friend.
What the fuck? You were injured or
Yeah, a bit, but it's all right. Things happen, and yeah.
wait.
what?
What did they? Was it to rob you?
Now this is the interesting part. They beat me up, but they did not rob me. So they did it for just for the sake of beating me up.
For fun? What the fuck?
Oh
What?
man, I'm sorry that happened to you, mate. That's awful.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That sucks, man. What? I mean, yeah. What happened afterwards?
What happened afterwards? I get to the etablissement, if we want to call it like this, and I wait outside, beaten up, bruised face. I wait for an hour. I wait for 2 hours, and the guy doesn't come out.
Wow. You had a good time. Didn't want to leave.
Then he leaves after 2 hours 30 minutes. The man leaves the building and he sees me bruised up. Do you know what his reaction is? He laughs. He laughs at me.
What? What?
Damn, that's
You stop
that's
laughing, Seb. It's not funny.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the laughing, not the actual laughing.
No, you can laugh. It's all right.
Oh my god.
You wanted to laugh, Seb.
Oh,
I knew it.
how? I mean, you seem in pretty good spirits, man. You seem like how was kept you in this sort of frame of mind? You seem pretty, in spite of the beating, man. You seem pretty
my
peaceful.
my God, when such beautiful aeons exist, how can a man be sad?
Oh, soundbite this man. Soundbite him, man. You've got the heart of an A on there, man. Sharing some love there, beggar. Were you how you feeling now? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. But yeah, it was interesting experience. for sure. Yeah,
It's crazy. Wow, for nothing. That's crazy.
I didn't realize Amsterdam was had that. I don't know. I guess it can happen anywhere, can't it? Really? Is it a known? Is it a known spot for assault crimes, Beggar?
I don't know. This was my first time. We'll see if this will be the last time, but
Wow. Welcome to Amsterdam. Wow.
yeah, it's a nice people. Afterwards, I went to a burger shop, and the people they were loving, they were kind, and naturally, there are always black sheeps among people.
I tell you what, mate. When we all go to Amsterdam, you should join us because
Yeah.
then you're going to be in good company, and we won't leave you. I mean, Mike's going to the red light district, but he's not going in. He's not going in. He's just going to
I will just
make some jokes.
preach the no loot commandment inside this particular corner of the street.
Which runs its own risks, by the way.
Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Life's crazy. Life's a movie. I understand you now. That's crazy. Yeah, we will all. I'm so pumped up for Amsterdam events. It will be like a crazy celebration. It will be really good. If you want to join Beggar, it will be the 9th of May. We will make like a big Aeon convention.
I'm delighted for the invitation, and Mike, I really appreciate you, and I have to really say that in the short time that I have to come to know you, I've come to know you as a beautiful person, as a very loving person, as a very kind person, as a very forthcoming person, and I truly appreciate this about you. And if I'm capable at the time, I don't know whether my schedule allows it. I would love to be, with you beautiful people. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much, Beggar. I love you, girl. Thank you very much. Yeah, it will be a pleasure to meet you in real life. It will be a big pleasure for me. And there will be like probably a lot of Aeon there, more than 100, probably 200. So yeah, it will be a big pleasure to meet you there if you up to. We're still organizing the event these days, working on all the design, the banner, the events. We have to rent the boat to go on the canal, to like put all SPX stuff on the boat for a day and go everywhere on the city by boats to chill SPX to Amsterdamers. And after we'll have like the convention with all the talks, everything. I will bring back Fernand Flipar for this occasion, live.
Oh, official.
Yeah, he's coming back and he's very hungry.
Wait, did you say angry or hangry?
I'm angry.
Okay.
Sorry.
I didn't want to take a cheap shot. I just actually wanted to clarify.
Very angry.
I saw you actually posted a rerun the other day, Mike.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. It's good. It's good to see you. Good to see him. Good to see him.
Yeah. That's not me, obviously.
Obviously. I was gonna say I was just about to say I got a dash, and then I saw Unk join in. I just wanted to see if Unk, if you fancy jumping up for a moment.
Yeah. Jump up, girl, if you want. I invite you. If there's some people saucy, it's been a long time I didn't talk to you. If you want to jump in, with pleasure.
Ken, you jumped up for a moment before. If you want to, I don't know if you dropped out, but I saw you up for a moment. If you want to jump back in as well.
We had like at some point I was seeing Saucy every night when I was doing like the everyday TikTok live. We were talking every day. I need to bring back this too. I actually made a new setup for TikTok I didn't use already, but maybe soon. Maybe. Yeah, need to be more present on TikTok, I guess.
It's tricky though, right? Because when you're thinking of all the things that you should do, I find myself, it will be when I've got a day off and I'm just in a cafe and I'm a bit coffee high and I start making lists and I'm like, holy crap, I need to do some stuff for the Cognosphere. And I start making these lists and they're just, and then when I get back to just work, and then reevaluate and I'm like, holy crap, what were you thinking? It's like trying to pack so much in, but
Yeah.
there's only
I'm late for this, I'm late for that.
Yeah.
I know this very well.
It's a tricky one to really, yeah, just gather your energy and there's a finite amount of day that we have and time that we have, and it's if you had to say, Mike, if you had to, not that this is the case, I can't say for you, but if you had to put your energy into one thing and really that was the one thing that you could do for the Cognosphere, what would that be, man?
That's difficult. Probably creating stuff. I guess, yeah, creating visuals, videos, sounds. I guess creating artistic stuff, maybe. This is what I prefer doing. But I know some other things are very useful and maybe more useful, like coding stuff. So yeah, I don't know. What I prefer doing is like artistic stuff. I would say this.
That's interesting, man. So the things that you there you go again, Mike, being that cog taken. That's beautiful, man. You feel like a natural inclination and strength maybe in the arts, but you end up doing the thing that you feel serves the community the best as the priority.
Yeah, that's why I will return coding these days, because I developed some tools that would be really useful these days, and I think they are needed now. It was like I was pretty much early doing this kind of stuff, and there was no need, particularly at the day I was thinking and doing it for the first time. But now I think it's needed, so I have to move and accelerate my efforts.
I mean, I was actually thinking about your website the other day. It was weird. I had it in a dream. Yeah, what was it? Because you're making the ability to do quests, right? Is that right?
Yeah, the job board and yeah.
And I'm guessing that the they go with bounty basically. Is it that people we can put in?
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
will it have the function? Will it have the function that anyone can put up an idea and anyone can fund that idea? Is that the idea?
Yeah, you create an account, you have access to the application, and the application will be respond to other demands or making a demand yourself with a bounty you want to give to the one that will do the job you propose or the asks. And yeah, that's it. That's the job board, and there will be like permanent jobs too. Like if you're, I don't know, I'm developer and I'm coding and I post a permanent jobs on the jobs board. So when someone personally needs, I don't know, a website, he could ask me easily there instead of making the stuff, choosing someone outside of the Cognisphere. It's like for developing SPX economy, internal economy. You know?
Yeah, I love that. The part that came up in my dream is that bit about funding other people's ideas, because I think while it can be you know, you're sort of saying if you feel it, do it.
Yeah.
And it can be it can at times be a bit like I know, Slow, you were going big on this on your space at one point, and I was I was like, yes, there's a lot of ideas, and sometimes you're like, yeah, but what if the person with the idea was executing? And at the same time, I've had people share ideas with me, and I'm like, man, that was really valuable. Thank you. I didn't have that perspective, And some people are just great ideas, and I'm thinking, will it be set up that someone can have an idea, not necessarily put a bounty behind it, but somebody else can say, so for example, if I'm looking at the three of us up here, so say, Mike, you have an idea, I fund the idea, and Hoodish does the idea. Is that how the economy could work as well? Because you potentially might just have the idea but not have even the funds behind it. Could it work like that? Or would it work like that at all?
It's kind of you have an idea. Yeah, it's like the job is exactly this. Like I want to do this kind of stuff. I propose this amount for someone being able to do it, and I will pay you this amount of SPX for the job you will make for me.
But,
This kind of stuff.
But say if you didn't say if you just had the idea, but you actually didn't have any money to put behind it, is there the possibility for
someone else funding?
Someone else and multiple other people as well? Is that a possibility?
Oh, that's a good idea. Didn't think about that. Yeah, definitely. Could be a case for it, yeah. I need to finish a good version without bugs and everything. And after, the beauty of the architecture I choose is that we could add this kind of ideas after. So, yeah, definitely.
Isn't that, sorry, I'm hopping in the middle of something. Isn't that kind of what like the DAOs were supposed to be?
Yeah.
To some extent. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's just a tool to help us organize us and develop an internal economy. And there will be a proposal and vote system too. You could ask to the community questions and people could vote yes or no. There will be an academy with lessons and multiple choice questionnaire. I don't know if it's the same in English. And it's like a gamified version of lessons about the ethos and everything for new people. And there is a chat that is very secure and made by us. So we don't depend on other stuff that could be shut down if we have 500 attacks, for example. So yeah, it would be the first application, and after we could do like other ideas like hype chill me an idea of making a lottery too. Like if some people want to do a lottery, put like I don't know 5 SPX and they can win the lottery. Like we make some prices like for the fifth people that will be like I don't know. It was an idea, a lottery. So after you can develop other ideas and it could be a hub for us to organize and do stuff, basically.
Mike, if you make a lottery, then I am cleansed for playing poker. I'm absolved.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not planned to be incorporated, but it was Ipe's idea.
That sounds cool. I've heard that concept before, actually. I think I've heard that in DAOs as well back in the day, as concepts like that for participation.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. It's like putting me on pressure to talk about that because it remembers me how the work I have to finish it. So yeah.
There's no that already sounds extraordinary, man. You don't need to. There's no pressure from the
like
community.
85% finished. So I just I told you I had this problem of have access to the codes with Crepayon, but seems to be like resolved. He will send me the codes in the few days, so I will be able to come back coding and finish the platform, the portal. So yeah, soon you will have news about that.
Superbe.
Superbe.
Terrifique.
Magnifique.
Magnifique, sorry.
Tremendous.
Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clown you every single day in Amsterdam, Mike, with just bad French. Petit pois.
Please.
Oh. Oh my gosh, you're gonna get sick of me. If you're like, Seb, you were way cooler on Spaces, man. You're like, what?
It's okay. I like this kind of jokes. It's cool. We can do this forever. Don't worry.
100%. It's gonna be great, man. Be great, man. I feel like we've kind of hit a pretty good
Yeah,
closing point. If it's cool for you.
yeah. I think it's good. Someone has something to say or shut up forever. I'm joking. Someone want to bring something up, or are we good for tonight, girls? Girls?
What do you think, girls?
It's like 1 a.m. here. My parents are sleeping, and every time I'm like shouting girls and stuff like that at night. And the morning they come to me say, "What are you doing at night? I see you shouting. What are you doing?"
Talking to these girls? Who are these girls?
I think secretly they think like this child is a failure. What have we done? He's not sleeping and shouting girls. What is he doing? What have we done for him to be like this?
Nah,
Not joking.
no, I don't think that, man.
Joking, girls. Okay, so no other. On the count of three, it's over. 1, 2.
Thanks for running the space.
I knew it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
girls.
Finish. Thank you, girls.
Thank you, girl. We will organize this, Udish. I promise.
You promise.
Track.
You better keep it.
Track. I capitulate.
Or
we
I'm
will
telling
do it.
Tuco, and he'll do it.
I capitulate. We will do it. Thank you, girl. See you soon, girl, on the coming sphere. Thank you, Seb.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, girl.
Thank you for
Thanks,
being here,
Otis. Thanks,
girls.
Slow.
Thank you, Slow, Hoodish, Dubbing, Sub Chicago, Spacey, Trade. I have to do Play Nightmare,
Dino,
Soneon, Black
Mike
Magic,
Jordan, Blaze, Borneo, Ken. Got beats.
Love you, girl.
Love you, girls.
Have a good night or a good day. Love you, girl.
Girl.
Girl, girl, girl.